At NHS, we had the opportunity to speak with exhibitors from across the show floor. In this video, we're highlighting contractor-grade tools and job site solutions straight from the people behind the products. So this is the Airless paint sprayer lid.
Yep.
So Bob, tell us a little bit what this is.
So the Airless paint sprayer lid, again, we talked about, necessity being the mother of invention. My brother-in-law, he is a painter, professional painter for 30 years. And one day we were having a conversation and I asked him one question. I said, what's the most difficult part of what you do? And he does a lot of big jobs, so he does a lot of spraying. This is actually one of, not his, but he has one just like this, but he has bigger sprayers too. And he talked about how the most difficult, he says he'll buy a 5-gallon bucket of paint, he'll cut a hole or an opening in the lid, and then he takes the suction line and the primer line, shoves them in the hole so they're in the paint, and then he'll drape a wet rag over it to keep debris out. The problem with that is when this thing's on, it vibrates. These things shake a little bit. Sometimes they'll pop up out of the paint, not all the way out of the bucket, but up out of the paint. So that's a problem. So trying to secure them with tape or whatever was difficult. But the other thing too is at the end of every day, he's got to run water through this thing to clean it out.
Right.
That's a 20-30 minute process right there.
Easily, right.
So when he told me the problem, I go, okay, well, let me see if I can come up with, and again, this is probably version 6.0, but in the end, what we ended up figuring out was this lid has these 4 openings in it. We use split rubber grommets, just like that. Put it on here, shove it down in the hole, nice and tight. Then you bring the threaded cap over like that, tighten it down. And when you do that, there's a couple of things that happen. One, you've got an airtight seal, and this thing is stable. It's not going to move anywhere. So if you're up on a ladder spraying and there's vibrating going on and this is shaking, it's never going to pop out of the paint. So you're never going to get suck air unless the paint goes dry.
No, it totally makes sense. I'm tracking with you right now.
So you've got a primer line and a suction line. This is the vent hole. So when you're spraying, you need to allow air to get in there to make up for the paint that's being consumed.
If not, it would just crush the whole bucket.
And the other thing, so this is also a grommet for bigger machines have a bigger suction line. This is a 7/8. They also have ones with 1 3/8. That's what this is for. This is just a great place to store it. Okay. So we leave it there.
So if you're using this one, then you would just make this one the vent.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or move this here, however you want to do it. Yeah. And then as the paint goes down and you need to refill, you just open up the paint filler cap and dump your paint in there.
There you go. Oh, it's okay. So
now,
once you lock down the lid, then you have access without having to pull off the whole lid.
Exactly. Okay. One of the things, when you're using a sprayer, you want to strain your paint. So the way we've used it is we'll put, before the lid is even on, we'll put the 5-gallon strainer bag in there. We'll leave this part off of the rim of the bucket, slide these in so that these are on this side of the bag, and then we'll put the lid on.
Right.
And so now, as you're dumping paint in here, it's being strained before it's being sucked up the suction tube. So, and then again, we talked about cleaning, stuff like that. What's nice about this is at the end of the day, you can put these caps on, and because it's pretty well airtight, you're not going to get any drying of the paint or anything. You don't have to clean the machine.
You're kidding. So I don't have to take these out and run all this clean.
You don't have to run the water through it or anything.
Really?
So that's going to save you 30 minutes. And then the next day, you can just start painting as opposed to having to prime it and getting ready to go again, which that's another 15-20 minute process, just getting the machine up and running to continue working. So you're saving about an hour on between both ends just by having this.
So if a painter's got a large project, they can work all the way to their knockoff time, like all the way to the they don't have to save time to prep for the next day and clean out everything, and then to come to work the very next day and start right as soon as they get there.
Exactly.
And wow, okay.
The other issue too, and I've heard this from professional painters, is that anytime you're working with an airless sprayer and this is like open, you're starting to use, there's paint going everywhere.
Right.
It's a mess, mainly in the cleanup. When you're priming it, you're starting up with a bucket of paint and it's not as bad. But the other thing is, with the old setup with just a cutout, in order to fill this with paint, you got to peel this back, hold it up, have another guy dump the paint in. Here, it's a one-person operation.
I'm looking at this, and this is just one of those things that you just have to scratch your head and say, why hasn't the paint industry, as long as it's been around, figured this out?
Exactly.
You say your brother-in-law is the professional painter, so if he was feeling this pain, I'm sure other painters are feeling this pain. So somebody must have gone to these paint manufacturers and to these different equipment manufacturers and saying, hey, make this easier for me. Because look, at the end of the day, we buy products that make our lives better, easier, smarter, cheaper, or whatever. And so this is just one of those more obvious ones that I can't believe it took just someone that got fed up that says, you know what, there's going to be a better way, we're going to fix it.
Yeah, and it was funny because while I was going through the process of develop, the first version did not look like this, but as I was going through the process, he went to big commercial jobs, so he would see how other painters would do it, and he would take pictures and say, Bob, look how this guy does it. Bob, look how, and he would send me the pictures, and I was laughing. You'd see like duct tape, covering them, heavy rags, all kinds of things that people were doing. So we feel pretty good about this, and I know my brother-in-law, who has used this and has one, loves it.
Okay.
He loves it.
And now, is this available for people to purchase?
This is one of those products where we're getting ready to go into production. We have the final design. We've got the green light, so it'll probably be ready in about another 3 or 4 months.
That was my next question. So 3 to 4 months. So hopefully people are seeing it now, and by the time this video airs, it'll be hopefully a few weeks away.
Yep.
But I'm glad I ran into you. I think you got some great products here. This is one of them, and I wish the best of luck to you. And it's the same thing. Is it go to the cleanoutsink.com,
exactly,
or we're going to have a separate domain?
No, it'll be the same website.
Okay.
We're probably going to change the website, but this will always forward to it because that was developed for the clean out sink.
Right.
Now that we're adding more products, we're looking at a more all-encompassing title, but we'll figure that out later on.
It's just so obvious, and I think this has a lot of potential to be the standard in the paint industry. So
that's what we're hoping.
I think you have a good shot at it because, especially if there's nothing else like it, and you have the protections that you need to be able to keep people from duplicating it.
Yeah, and again, this is also a patent pending, and we submitted the patent for this in around the same time as the clean out sink. So we're hoping any day now. And again, the patent attorney feels strongly about this as well.
Awesome. All right, Bob, thanks for spending time with me. And again, great products, and best of luck to you.
All right, appreciate it.
So we were at MixerClean, and this is Gilad. Hi. And you're going to tell us what MixerClean is.
It's a mixer. This one is for 5-gallon buckets. We have a larger stem, but this will mix a 5-gallon bucket. You could get the sides. It's a flexible silicone, food safe. Premium food safe silicone, so you can really get the sides of the bucket and the bottom of the bucket without scratching the bucket and getting those plastic shavings on your mixture.
Oh yeah, no.
And getting all that material, all that paint, epoxy, plaster, concrete, getting a really good mix by scraping the sides of the bucket. And it's super easy to clean, as you can see here in these videos. I'm about to do a live demo. This is concrete.
So that's dried concrete on there.
It's dry. It works both dry and wet, but if you let it dry, it's obviously more satisfying to hear that.
That's more satisfying.
Crunch. So you can. That was still a little wet. You can.
But we get it.
Color. But yeah,
the fact that you can bend it and it'll crack right off.
Yep.
Okay.
And then just dip it in water. Give it a little. That's it. Super easy to clean.
Okay.
Otherwise, any other mixer in the market, it would have taken you at least 10 minutes, and you would have never really been able to clean it fully.
Right.
You would have gotten maybe 90% off of it, but not fully clean to the point where you're not worried about cross-contamination.
Now, do these come in different lengths as well?
We have one with longer to get slightly bigger buckets, and then
that's what I was looking for right there. Okay.
We're working on, this is a prototype for big 30-gallon drums, so much larger mixes, but this is still a prototype.
Gotcha. And that's the idea behind that one, is to be flexible as well?
Yeah, so it's flexible, but it has the metal rebar reinforced inside, so you can really mess this one up, get it, and it's gonna crackle off just as easy as this one.
All right. And so this is already out on the market, so people can get this, right?
You can get it on our website. We're about to get it on Amazon, TikTok Shop, Instagram. But right now we really just got the patent published 2 months ago, so we've been working on that.
Congratulations. This is really, look, you know, we just really don't think about these things with our regular mixers. It's just, it is what it's always been. And it wasn't as much of a problem that needed to be fixed until you helped us understand that there was a problem that was worth fixing. And I think that's what makes this show even great, just to have different inventors with their ideas that says, you know what, there's a better way, or I'm challenging the old way, and I think that's really cool.
And we've had multiple people like come across and be like, that doesn't exist already? They think that it exists already, but it doesn't, because it's such an obvious idea that has an obvious solution.
I'm hoping to see it at Home Depot and Lowe's and Menards and so on. I mean, why? There's no reason why it shouldn't be.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you so much.
You bet. Take care.
Pleasure.
So we're here at Steady Flow, and we're talking to the inventor of Steady Flow. This is Tom Hibbs. Tom, tell us what you invented here, and tell us what problem you solved.
Yeah. The problem is been around ever since 1920, when the caulking guns were invented. But what happens is that if you ever used a caulking gun before, when you apply pressure to the caulking gun and you get that nice even bead coming out, and you're very proud of it, you're watching the bead coming down, and sooner or later you got to recock. And when you recock, of course, you're taking pressure off the interior of the tube, and that gives you a gap in the tube itself, in the caulking. So,
and it starts to look something like this. This is pretty much every one of my caulking jobs here. So, okay. I can relate.
There you go. So what this does, you take a standard caulking tube. DAP is an excellent product. Goes in the back. That goes into the gun. Goes into the gun. There we go. Little tight fit. And then you're ready to go with it.
Okay. And it's like some kind of a spring action happening here to where...
That is correct. I'll take that apart for you to give you an idea.
Okay. Okay. It's just that simple. And you're able to get a patent on the use of
It's not simple to get a patent.
No, simply, well, yeah. Okay, definitely not simple to get the patent, but that's what you got the patent on, is that spring technology.
That's right.
To get the perfect line.
Absolutely.
And so how long has this been around?
This is the debut. We're unveiling it today, right?
This is it. Okay.
Yeah. So we got a patent in US, Canada, and other countries.
So seen here first. There you go. Okay, so this is the Steady Flow, perfect line every time for your caulking gun. Helps you avoid these and gives you that steady flow that is very rewarding and less messy. And then, of course, you got different ones here. You got heavy, medium, and light. So here, the yellow ones are the medium. So where would you use the heavy?
The heavy would be in a product something like quad products for like exterior around windows outside.
Okay.
It's a thicker sealant, so you would go with a red one on that.
Okay. And then the light?
The light, you're probably looking at either a DAP product. The yellow is good for DAP, but you could also use the green one for DAP as well.
Okay. And where can people find this?
Right now, online.
Online? Okay, so it's...
Yep, steadyflow.com. We're looking for licensees, somebody who wants to take it on and run with it.
So we're not going to see this, because it's just debuted today.
It's new today.
So we're not going to see this at the home stores or any of the major outlets that we
I don't know.
Not yet. We will, hopefully.
A few stores have to come by showing interest in it.
They'd be foolish if we didn't see it there soon. Somebody's going to pick this up. This is a really great product.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that we all learn to live with the issue of what our caulk guns give us. Not me.
It's simply be resolved just with the puck.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and great product, by the way.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Enjoy the show.
So this thing apparently pivots when you grab it, so you're not stuck only having one way, which I'm assuming that's for grip strength.
Grip strength, and for not having to switch your hands, relocate your hand.
Right.
Control, yeah.
Okay. And I would imagine because you're able to adjust your hands, you're able to have more strength in these things? Okay. I mean, that's immediately what I feel. Is like it's not an awkward hold.
It's also safer. Protects your knuckles.
Okay.
And it protects your back and your neck. If you go ahead and dump it, you'll see you won't use your upper shoulders and your neck anymore.
Okay.
You'll just be using your biceps. Which
now, how'd you come about this product? How was this created?
We actually just looked at an older patent that was unrefined. It was unfinished. I had a couple guys come in, and it was just a ring, and this would free spin. It would spin all the way around. So it was open underneath, and that patent existed previously. What we've done is we've added the tabs so they rotate and stop.
Right.
And we've added the cup, which allowed us to get the patent. So the other patent had expired, it was already gone. But what we did is when we added that, it allowed the patent to regenerate. And so here's where it's important
Right.
that you don't have to shrug your shoulders and change positions. You always remain in control of the wheelbarrow.
All right. And I see you got it on this mixer here too.
Yes, this is a mechanical mixer. Nothing's battery operated, everything's mechanical. If you want to go battery, you can. You can cheat.
You can okay.
And
I
you
mean,
can-
just I'm okay with smarter, not harder.
Smarter's good, but this is in case you don't have power or you didn't want to drag out a plant or anything like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is a beast when you have that full. So yeah, you need to have as much strength and control as you can.
Yes, sir.
All right, now I saw this as I was walking up the aisle. So tell me a little bit more about this.
This is our mechanical push broom again. Everything's mechanical, no batteries.
Oh, we can't hook up a drill to this one?
There's no drill for this. You actually have to do a little bit of work. So no different than a push broom. You're still walking behind it, but you're not doing this motion the whole way.
And it's constantly pushing everything in front of it?
Constantly.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, very nice. All right, Emmanuel, I appreciate your time. Thanks
Thank
for showing me around here.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you.
Did the world really need somebody to reinvent a better pry
did.
ball? Okay.
They
So-
did, because you got a typical flat bar that you use. And if you wanted to try it, I can show you. Here, I'll let you try it. Put those on. This is your flat bar that everybody has.
Right, you got it?
Yep.
Okay.
See, you can only go so far.
Right.
That's it. So what do you do then? So that's where this bar comes in handy.
So you just finish it off with the
Pull
full...
that completely out. Yeah.
Okay. Let me try this one now.
There you go. See?
All right.
Completely pulls that nail out. Go ahead and pull that one if you want.
That's an interesting design too. Well, what about this side? What are we doing with
Well,
this side?
this is kind of a starter. If you've got
I
it
see.
dug down in there,
Okay.
you can get it out of the wood, and then as you get it up, then you can use this.
So you just get that angle on it? and
Yep.
It's not a perfect curve. You got like
Yeah.
a stopping point.
Right, so.
It actually did pull very easy compared
really
to a regular
does, yeah.
pry ball. I was joking, says, does the world really need somebody to reinvent the pry bar? But apparently they do, because this
Yeah.
is very interesting. So how do people find these products?
Can be found on Amazon, and it can be wholesaled from Tolsen Tools USA.
Okay. Well, Daryl, I can see you take a lot of pride in your inventions. Keep imagining and keep creating, because you got some cool stuff here.
Appreciate it, Rufus. Thanks a
You
lot.
bet.
Good to meet you.
You too. So we have Mission Tool Company, and this is Ethan. Ethan, how are you?
Doing great today.
So you have a couple of my favorite tools here that caught my attention, but what are you not selling? What are you talking about here?
So we're actually selling something that goes in between. So we sell this little adapter, or I like to call it an intermediary. Has some
Okay.
contacts on there to power for data and power transfer. So pop that right in, and now you have this great rail system.
But you don't need an adapter, because this is already a DeWalt battery and a tool. So what do you need an adapter for?
So now you can have this rail system that you can go with all of our attachments that we're selling. These are our magnetic bit holders. So you can have 5 on the front, 5 on the back, and you can see a little screw icon. That's kind of where you park your screws. So no more
I
mouthful of screws, smile, you're all good to go. This is our kind of starting SKU. We have a brand specific base station. We have 3 different attachments we're selling. Our 5+5, our 5 for a little bit lighter loadout, and then
see.
also a little bit better hook, because the first thing you do is throw that hook away that comes with the tool. So
Now-
pops right in when you need it, gets out of the way when you don't.
So it's a tool attachment adapter that transfers the data from the battery to the tool. Now, how is this different than other adapters that are out there?
You'll see a lot of adapters kind of flooding the market right now, but really what's important are these 2 in the middle. And that's what allows the tool to talk to the battery. So instances of overheating, things like that, use and wear, we let them transfer through like the manufacturer intended. So super safe, super reliable.
And how long has this been out?
We use the National Hardware Show here as our launch platform, and They're on sale right now at missiontoolco.com for $34.99, made in the USA, right in Bondurant, Iowa, right in the middle of the US.
And this is just for DeWalt and Milwaukee, or do we have other brands as well?
We got some on the way in development, so the CAD's done, but really it's just the tooling cost being a startup. But right now, yeah, we're supporting DeWalt, Milwaukee, and where placement takes us and things like that will kind of depend on what brands are supported next.
Well, let's make you famous here. Come
Let's
on,
do it.
So tell me a little about some of these attachments. I see there's a handful of different things that you have.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you sell all the attachments as well.
So this is our starting lineup here. You'll get the base, the hook, the small, and the large. Magnetic, again, N52 magnet, so super strong, the best we can do. Clicks right in. You hear a nice little click. Grabbing them, you pop these off. Again, right onto the tool. Hear a nice satisfying little click there. You can even throw some screws on the side, stuff like that. It's just a really complete system.
And how do you take it off?
It's just a press. So there's a strong little ball detent right here that's
okay.
push on super strong when there's a little hole in the back there. You just hear a nice little...
Very satisfying click.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. That's by design. All right. Yeah, sometimes you just need to know that it's in place, and sometimes a little click is all you need to hear. So this is the bit holder. Okay. And this is a clip.
We call that our easy belt hook. So, those stamped steel ones that you can get sometimes, first thing you throw away, as I like to call them, they pop right on here. A little bit more of a rounded edge and also 25% deeper than the one you receive in the bag. So when you have this on, a lot less, you're doing your bending over and contorting. It's not going to back out as easy as the ones that come with the tool.
And it's not going to slide off that little...
No, like I said, this thing's,
okay.
It takes quite a bit. And then if you really need to, there's a hole there. You can actually use the factory hook screw, thread through the plastic, and use it just like a normal rail. It'll find its way in between these little grooves here.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And that's missiontoolcompany.com?
Yep.
All right. Sounds great.
Thank you.
If you're enjoying the show so far, be sure to subscribe for more product highlights, industry innovations, and trade show coverage from around the world.
We are at Miter Top, and I am talking to Matthew. Matthew, what is this long-ass thing that I'm looking at?
This is a portable miter saw table.
All right, this thing's pretty huge. This does not look portable. This looks pretty damn stationary.
Well,
but you're going to show me how portable it is. All right.
So it extends out to 21 feet once everything's fully extended.
So we're going even further. So 21 feet from end to end as far as...
means you're going
and
to be
this
able
is
to,
portable. Okay.
You're going to be able to handle that 18-foot material, 20-foot material without any additional support.
You got my attention.
So we fold our wings in, or slide them in, I should say.
Uh-huh.
Saw is quick connect, designed to fit whatever saw you already have.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let's see what we got home. All right, so you got a little lever there. You just disconnect the saw.
Yep.
Oh, you kidding me? Look at that.
Now we have latches in here for the legs. The legs are adjustable with 4 positions, so you can set up on uneven ground.
And you were nice enough to put wheels on it. Look at that.
We're ready to go.
All right, and this is, now it's folded up to, how long is this? This is
8 foot, yep. So
okay.
it'll fit in a truck bed, 8-foot bed.
And what's the weight of this thing?
96 pounds.
So you're gonna wanna get a friend to probably give you the heave-ho.
You can lift one end at a time, set it on your...
All right, well, let me
set
give it a
on the
shot
bed.
real quick. Hold on, I'm pretty strong, so let's see. All right, yep. I'm strong, but that's still heavy. But yeah, you got to get one up there, and then you put it on your tailgate.
Yep.
Then you lift the other end, and you roll it in. So it can be a one-person job.
It can be, yeah.
Okay, hence the wheels. So that's good. And the wheel design is great because you have it sticking out just enough in front to where you're getting in front of there. So
I mean, you can...
right.
You're not going to bottom out down there.
Okay.
Should I set it back up?
I tell you what, let's go ahead and do it. Looks like you've done this a time or two.
Once or twice.
Yeah. And you invented this?
Yep. I was the designer, and I built the first and original prototype.
So walk me through that. What were you? What was the pain that you were experiencing that you needed to solve?
Well, there's nothing on the market that has the strength and durability and the wingspan
Right.
to work with the long material that's out there.
And I think durability being the key thing here. This thing's solid. Oh yeah, look at that. So that was pretty quick. So yeah, all right. So how is this available to to consumers yet?
Yes, we're online at mitertop.com.
Okay.
You can place orders. We have some in stock. We ship it anywhere in the lower 48.
Is there some assembly when you're shipping this, or does it come all in one
The only thing
piece?
that will need to be assembled is the legs, and that's just 2 bolts. Everything else comes as you see it. You will need to mount your saw to it, obviously, whatever saw you're using.
And you have this quick connect comes with it as well?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
The only thing that doesn't come with it is the saw. We send
Really?
all the hardware you
All right.
need, and
So I can't get a badass DeWalt compound miter saw?
or you can buy this one at the show, and then we don't have to take it home. We'll sell
this
you
is
the whole
great.
rig.
Good deal. So you're in this field, obviously. You're in
Yeah,
construction. And you said, okay, you're tired of setting up all the different saw horses, and you have these long pieces, and they just don't. And everything, you're right, it's all flimsy. It's
Yeah.
like, and you wanted to have something a little bit more stable.
So
but
you either
this is
have
solid.
to pay a guy to stand there and hold the end of your board while you make your cut, or set up rollers that you knock over every time you put on a board.
Right. Do you have any fence attachments that would go along the side at some point, or?
That is something that we're definitely working on. At this point, we don't have anything.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty simple solution, just to be able to put some holes and some fences over here. But yeah. Well, let's start with this, and this. You got to make sure it's an add-on thing, not like the 2.0 version of it,
Yeah.
because I'm not buying this a second time.
Well,
this looks like a beast.
Any attachments that we make for it, we want to make compatible with the
Yes.
current model. As in, we're happy with the base design where we got it to, and we want to just be able to add on stuff. So if you buy a table today and we make a fence tomorrow, you'll be able to add it onto that.
And this is some kind of sun deck, kind of cutting board stuff?
Exactly, cutting
Okay.
board. It is a high density polyethylene. Yeah.
Okay. And why'd you go with this versus aluminum or some other kind of?
Well, aluminum, it doesn't necessarily rust, but it, corrode.
Okay.
And this is going to last a lifetime,
Yeah.
and it's gentler on the materials that you're cutting.
Okay. And I was
whereas-
asking if it was Sundeck. I know that's a brand, but that's what they use to make the tables for the marine industry.
Gotcha.
So I think this is probably the same material that it won't crack and won't overtime. So even if it
Yeah.
was left outside and constantly being hit by the sun,
Yeah.
should be pretty good shape here. So this is actually a pretty good choice of, and you got them all flush here with the screws. So that's all very well built. All right, so I'm going to attempt to do this on my own. We're gonna tighten this back up. So the first thing, you come around here and kind of guide me.
Saw.
So you got to take the saw off. Okay?
That just pull up from the back and slide it up.
Slide it. Okay. And then we put that down. All right.
You're gonna come over here, pop these loose, keep a hand on this end.
Okay.
I gotta pop this hook needs to come up.
Okay. That hook has to come up like that, and
Yep.
then bring it back down.
Well, I use that to hold it up. Yep.
Okay.
Just don't let the hook go down into place. Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now let it swing down. under.
Swing down
Yep.
and under. Okay. All right. So I see.
Yep.
Now the legs. How do I do that?
I like to bring both sides in before I do that, but that's
Okay.
these guys right here. Once it's down all the way, you can reach in from right here to get to it.
So we'll get this side then.
Yep.
So again, I take this, pull it up, bring the hook up, right there,
Pop on the back there.
and then
I hold it.
let it collapse.
Yep.
Like so. All right. I see. Okay, so now we're flat. Gotcha.
Yep. I want to see inside. You're just gonna
Yeah.
reach back up in there.
So I got to reach it back up in here. Where?
There's 2 levers there. Just squeeze them together.
Show me again.
So
Oh, squeeze it like that. Okay, I'm like trying to pull it.
you're on the top. It's
Okay.
down here. No, this way.
Where is it? I'm overcomplicated.
Slide in.
Oh, slide it in. Gotcha. I'm making it more difficult than it really is. All right. Same thing here.
Simple if you know what you're doing.
You just gotta know your way around. That's why I wanted to do it one time. Just slide that in. So now that's done.
I just usually just grab on that bottom lip there, pull that up tight, and snap it in there.
So do this bottom lip. Where's it? Where'd you grab?
There's a lip.
I see right here. Just put that in. Add that lip. Pop it in. All right. So we're all in now.
Yep.
And now we just lift from here and we roll.
I usually like to grab down here in this groove.
Okay.
It's a little more
I see.
ergonomic.
But nicely rolls. And of course you go all the way to your bed of your truck, Yeah, it's got a little weight to it, but you want it to be sturdy. That's the thing.
Here's the bed of your truck, right?
Right.
I usually just bring it right up there and
There you
go
go.
back over to the other end and
And then you just lift it up, slide it in. The miter top. Awesome.
top.
We're at TruFit Belts, and we are here talking to Joe. Joe, tell us about your only ratchet tool belt.
All right, so I've been in the trades for a little over 30 years. I've been wearing a tool belt since I was 14. When you start packing all the weight in your tool belt, all your tools, fasteners, all that stuff, a lot of weight, up to like 35, 40 pounds sometimes. So it drags your bags down off your hips. They're constantly sliding down. You're always readjusting them. So we invented a ratcheting buckle, 1/4 inch increments, so a more precise fit.
And it's exactly that. It's a ratcheting
You can
belt.
ratchet on nice and snug, it's not
Okay.
falling off. It's also got a quick release to get it off for lunch, whatever that may be. Just comparing it to like traditional belts, this is what we're up against. The whole spacing is about 1 inch, so there's just no adjustability for your shedding layers throughout the day. If it's, you take off your hoodie, you just need that extra 1/4 inch. You don't need a whole, try to make the difference up in that whole.
So walk me through, what was the event that what was the catalyst that made you say, you know what, this needs to exist, it doesn't exist, I'm going to make it?
So my business partner actually has, one day after lunch, we were working, he's struggling to get his belt tighter, it's sliding down. He has a belt similar to that. He's literally pulling on it, trying to get it tight. And we just made that, at that point, we're like having a ratchet system of some sort.
Almost if you had a ratchet strap and you say, you know what, I'm going to make a belt out of this. And yeah, so.
Being in the trades, we use ratchet straps multiple times throughout the day for tying down lumber or hauling stuff, whatever. So yeah, it just kind of fits.
So my thing is that, of course, the weight will change from time to time on me. Mm-hmm. And as I get older, I don't have as much in the caboose, so stuff starts to fall down. So I do need to get things kind of tight. But also, if you have the heavier equipment, then that's where things it starts slipping. Yes. So you do need to give yourself somewhat of an uncomfortable squeeze at times, and be able to release as well.
Yep. And we do get questioned on that. People are like, oh, ratcheting it on that tight, it's going to hurt your hips. It doesn't have to be that tight. It's just a matter of sometimes you just need an extra 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch, and you can't get that out of your traditional belt.
And you can go, and that's as little as you go, is 1/4 of an inch at a time.
And the days where I'm not carrying 40 pounds, I don't wear it that tight. It actually slips. So when you get it tight, it'll start to skip.
Okay.
So that's kind of the snug. That's where we typically wear it. But the days you want it to be more tight because you're carrying extra weight, just put a little inward pressure and you can make it even tight, as tight as you want it to be. So.
Now, what trades do you see this being a fit for?
We started with carpentry.
More obvious ones,
because that's where I'm at.
The heavier tools.
We get a lot of window cleaner guys wear them. We've had everybody from like law enforcement, firefighters, miners for their respirator systems.
Really?
It can really adapt to so many areas. Photographers, they clip a camera to their belt. There's so many areas that this can be used, and we'll have to adapt our buckle.
So
not
pretty
everybody.
Much any trade you can think of that would require any kind of tools or equipment to go on a belt.
For sure.
So there you go. Mm-hmm. And is this the only model? I see you got one back here that looks like it might be a little bit more comfortable. Is that?
So basically, that's another brand of tool bags. We currently only sell this belt, so it's adaptable to every other tool bag that's out there.
Okay.
So
you're just selling the belt, but you have so whatever tool
just showing
bag.
a couple different models that it fits on.
I see. Okay. So this is what you get when you're buying the TruFit belt, is just this belt right here.
Correct.
So show me how this works. So I just basically, if I'm just ratcheting this way like a regular ratchet, and where's my release? Right here?
Yep. Just pick up on that.
Just pick that up. That simple. So essentially just put it in, give myself a little ratchet. All right, so that's not going anywhere. So that's comfortable. That's not, but I still can go a little bit further. All right, but I see you talking. I see what you're saying. Starts slipping a little bit.
And I feel like that's kind of just a safety net. That's about where it's
that makes sense.
Designed to be. Okay. And then the days you need it to be, you're carrying a ton more weight. You might need it to be tighter.
Simply, and it's off. That's simple. That's pretty neat. And what kind of material is this?
So the buckle is aluminum. It's anodized black aluminum, and we call this the zip strip. It's a rubber infused plastic so it stays flexible. We're from Iowa, so we're putting up with some negative temperatures when we're working, so we want to make sure that things aren't going to get brittle and break on you. So, but everything else is aluminum. Durability is not an issue.
I'm digging it. So TruFit Belts, and we can find you at TruFitBelts.com. And is that the best place for people to buy it? Or
also Amazon.
And Amazon,
and
okay.
I do like to point out to make sure it is TruFitBelts.com, because there's scammers out there already trying to hit people. So.
Yep. Somebody's trying to capitalize on your hard work and make knockoffs already, huh? And how long has this product been out?
We've been selling the aluminum version since, I would say, 2 years now, just under 2 years.
All right. Well, if you want to be safe and not get the wrong product, just go to TruFitBelts.com, and you're pretty safe there. No scammers on that site, right?
Correct.
We should be all right there. Good. All right. Thanks, man. The clean out sink. So we're with Bob. Bob, you are the inventor of the clean out sink. Can you tell us what the clean out sink is?
The clean out sink, where it came from real quickly is we were doing a job outside. We were doing some brickwork, and we had a brick saw, and it involves water. And on this particular job, there was not a yard. There was no place to dump dirty water. But what there was in the back of this property, which was a mobile home, was a clean out, which was the sewer line clean out. If it gets clogged, you'd run a snake through it. So that's what a clean out is. So at the time, I bought a funnel, put it on there with some duct tape, and we were trying our best to dump the water. Most of it went outside, but some of it went inside. And the thought was, hey, every property has a clean out,
right? Because
they have sewer lines. And so why don't we create a sink that can be attached to those clean outs? Now here's something we put together to show the different sizes of clean outs. The typical sizes you'll find is a 4-inch, 1.5 inches, here's a 2-inch, and this sink is threaded into a 3-inch. So what we did, knowing we had all these 4 different sizes, we first developed this multi-thread tool, so it'll accommodate to any of the different.
All right.
Yeah. And then on this end, we have 1.5 inch threads so that the drain line can hook to it. So this is a sink that really just connects to the clean out. If you look up here on our banner, we set this up for a real job. That's the clean out on the side of the house. It was 1.5 inches. And then we brought water to the sink, which you do that through this hose. And you're just going to attach to the spigot on the house. And then we have a Y fitting, and the reason we have that is so that we can then also have a hose and a nozzle to fill up buckets. So you use the sink to clean up your tools, your hands, or whatever. The water conveniently runs through the drain hose into the sewer of the house, and you don't have to worry about trying to dispose of the water. In most cases, without this, contractors will dig trenches or holes to pour their water in, hoping that it'll absorb into the ground fast enough for the next bucket of water. And it's messy, illegal in some places. If they do it in a planter, it could kill plants. So this just makes it a lot easier to dispose of dirty water and have a place to clean tools. This is what it looks like broke down.
Okay.
The legs snap on and off. So, and this is what it looks like set up. So it doesn't take up a lot of room in the back of your truck. And it takes 5 minutes to set up, and then you've got a great tool for washing and draining the dirty water.
And I can't tell you, the painters that I've experienced in the past, they just have no disregard to wherever they clean their brushes. So somewhere near the hose, they'll be at least respectful not to clean it on my driveway, but if they find a little patch of grass or a little bit of dirt, then I'm looking at white dirt the next day.
Yep.
So, but I see even here you have all these little notches to put your trowels and your brushes and things like that.
Yeah, there's little holes and stuff to, here's a putty knife, and then we've got a mixing blade, and then here's a roller. Paintbrush, some tools, and these notches you can put your nozzle in there however you want to use them. We found that this configuration works for most of the tools that we use for cleaning.
And does the sprayer come with the kit, or that's separate?
No, this is something that you would have like an extra hose in the back of your truck that you would attach. This hardware is all here.
So I'm looking at the Y, so you just turn the valve if you're not using this
Correct.
one. Okay.
This turns it off. This is on because it's in line with the hose.
Well, you really have thought about a lot of things, and I love the story, and that's always one of the things that I find is most interesting is that, what was the pain that you were finally fed up with it, says, you know what, if no one else is going to do something about this, I am. So
Yeah.
that out of necessity is what is the mother of invention, right?
Exactly.
So it's these things that we basically says, okay, why doesn't this exist? I'm going to go figure it out and create one. And you basically built it the way that you would want to use it. So, and it's just from the field. It's not a research and development department.
Yeah,
This is, and I'm assuming you're in this industry.
Yep. And getting rid of dirty water was always an issue.
Right.
And so when this lightning bolt hit me, when I saw the clean out and put a funnel in there, I go, huh. Wouldn't it be cool if all the water went in there? Because like I said,
Exactly.
we were using the brick saw tray, which is about this big, filled with water, and we're trying to get it in there, and it wasn't working out, but now it works great.
And there's no issues with using clean out, I guess. I mean, everything.
No, well, the one issue that you have to be concerned with, and what we have, it's not here, but it's a mesh screen material that goes over.
Okay.
Because if you're dumping the tile from a tile saw bed or brick, you're going to have shards in there, and you really don't want those going in the clean out.
Right.
So you dump it in here with the mesh.
Okay.
It stops those hard particles from going down. And so after the water settles, drains in, then you just wipe it out with a sponge to get the particles out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, that's really clever. And where do people find the clean out sink?
Well, right now, I would recommend just go to the website, www.thecleanoutsink.com. It's on our banner.
Right there.
We are going into production within the next 30 to 60 days.
Okay.
The final design, you're looking at it in this, and we've already gotten the green light to start production.
Okay.
So
exciting.
Looking forward to it.
And hopefully in the near future, we'll be seeing this at all of our paint stores and all of our big box stores.
Exactly.
And
that's what we're hoping for.
Right next to all the other utility sinks, because quite frankly, I'm out there buying a utility sink, and this is sitting next to the standard utility sink. I'm getting this one. This one just makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
It's more versatile. And I got to tell you, the little details of just even having splitter, the little Y splitter right there, that I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And like I said, even if you don't use it, you have the option to have it, and you have the quick connect on here. That's great. So.
Well, I'll tell you an interesting story. This is the prototype.
Uh-huh.
The very first one was a bucket.
All right.
And we've come a long way since then.
I'd say you've come a long way since that.
So
this is great. So this is what, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0?
Somewhere,
There's a lot of iterations.
Somewhere north of there.
Hey man, keep improving, and I look forward to even the next version. So you're gonna have it doing all kinds of things, and just keep crossing industries, I guess. And that's the thing. It's just.
Well, what's nice is this isn't just for painters. It's really anybody who's doing work outside that needs to use water.
Okay.
And I don't even know of a trade that doesn't use water.
Right. So that and this custom funnel that you made for the clean out valves. That's
the little
cool.
multi-thread valve.
That's pretty cool. Because the first thing that came to mind was like, oh man, you got to sell 4 adapters, blah, blah, blah.
No, this works great for all.
Like a threaded funnel, basically, is what you've created.
Yeah, with the 1.5-inch threads on the back for the drain hose.
Fantastic. Do you have a patent on that design for that?
We are patent pending. We're expecting the patent within the next 6 months, because we actually submitted the patent about 3.5 years ago. And I just reached out to my patent attorney prior to the show, and he had one more response that he had to make to the USPTO office, and he said it was a minor thing, so he's expecting
it's
full
a
patent.
process.
Yeah.
So, as you were well aware.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, Bob, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll, like I said, look forward to having one of these for my next project.
All right. Appreciate it.
You bet.
That wraps up part 2 of our product showcase. Be sure to check out part 3, where we'll highlight some of the most innovative products and problem-solving solutions we discovered at NHS. Thanks for watching.